Let's bring you some breaking news. An Ethiopian asylum seeker, Hadush Gerberslasie, has been jailed for 12 months for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and a woman in Epping. The 41-year-old was arrested on the 7th of July, 8 days after arriving in the UK on a small boat. Well, the case sparked a wave of anti-immigration protests and counter-protests outside the Bell Hotel in Epping, where he was staying. Let's bring in our correspondent, Molly Malone. Molly, tell us about the sentencing today.
Well, Hadush Kebatu was found guilty earlier in the month of 5 offences taking place earlier in the summer in July in Epping. Those 5 offences including the sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl and also the sexual assault of an adult woman. And today the judge has sentenced him to 12 months in prison. The district judge saying that Kebatu couldn't have anticipated his offending would cause such a response from the public. That's referring, of course, to the wave of protests that we saw outside the Bell Hotel, a hotel housing asylum seekers and right across the country, but said that it's evident to the judge that Kebatu's shame and remorse isn't because of the offences committed, but instead because of the impact they've had. Now, in Chelmsford Magistrates Court today, they heard a victim impact statement from that 14-year-old girl who said that she's now, in her words, checking over her shoulder when she's out with her friends. She said, "Every time I go out with my friends, I'm checking over my shoulder." Said that wearing a skirt now makes me feel vulnerable and exposed. Now, in his trial, the court heard how Kebatu was accused of trying to kiss the 14-year-old girl, of putting his hand on her leg and brushing her hair after she'd offered him pizza. He's said to have approached a number of teenagers that were outside at the Bell Hotel in Epping back in July. His defence in court today said it's his firm wish that he should be deported. He was also found, as I said, to have sexually assaulted a woman by trying to kiss her and also told her that she was pretty. Now, people will be familiar with the Bell Hotel in Epping. This is a case, of course, that sparked a whole wave of demonstrations of protests. And in those protests, we heard anger about the levels of illegal immigration, but also people chanting and showing placards saying things like "Save our children, save our kids." Now, the judge today saying he believes the defendant was manipulative when being interviewed by probation, and says he raised his lack of English language as a reason for not wanting to talk about his offending, but sentencing him to 12 months in jail.